Alrighty. Testing 1, 2.
What's going on, everybody?
And
Welcome
we're back. We're back.
Hey, that was kind of synced up. Did you hear that?
I guess so, yeah. Let me see. Just checking doing a little house cleaning here. Seeing what we got going on.
All
right, it looks like everything works. Well, how are we doing today, Mr. Mark?
I mean, we're doing good, man.
Good.
We're tired. Work was, it's inventory time, at the shop, so it's just a little tiring, but hey.
Yeah, a little crazy.
We making it, yeah.
Yeah, this week was pretty, this week just in general.
Yeah.
It was pretty tiring.
Really was,
for us,
yeah.
But we keep going. You just got to keep
stop.
Going.
Keep the grind going, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. And we're here. We didn't think we would make it, but we're here.
We are here. We're happy to have everybody.
Yes, we
for everybody
are.
Who's watching at the moment.
Everyone's watching moment, and if you're rewatching it, I guess,
yeah.
in the future. I don't know. In the future, hopefully. Because that's what we want.
Yeah,
that's what we want.
Of course.
But yeah, trying to keep this flowing, keep this going and everything.
Yeah.
I guess top of the show stuff, I mean, just to kind of get this out of the way, and I mean, we'll remind the viewers later.
Yeah.
But I know we're trying to do this next, like, weekly and stuff, but unfortunately next week
we're gonna have
one of us has some things to do.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to shout it out? I guess. I mean,
yeah,
like an event.
It is. Yeah, let's shout it out. I believe it's March 22nd through the 24th. Grupo Venecer has a gig we're going on. We're going to be in Van, Texas for a 3-day conference with guest preacher Elmer DeLeon. He's actually going to preach for the 3-day conference, man. He's going to preach and we're going to play. We're going to have a great time praising Jesus, being with him. And that's going to be us. So Thursday we're going to pack up, get ready. Friday I think around midday we're going to head out. And then we play Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning, and then we come back home.
Nice.
So for everybody back at home, you're going to be listening to the youth group.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have the privilege, the honor, and the happiness of listening to you guys.
I know, like, it's, I mean, just a little pet peeve of mine now, I guess now. I guess just to kind of, I mean, it's not bad to call us the youth group, but I mean, now that we're the guys have grown, I guess, grown up. We're known as Hasta Aquí.
That's
our and that's the I guess the used to youth group. I guess we're trying to the other group. I guess the other group of the church.
The other group of the church.
Yeah, it's Hasta Aquí. Yeah.
So y'all get to back home. Y'all are gonna have Hasta Aquí.
Yeah, it will be Sunday
on Sunday
service.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yep. But you guys will be going to Van Tex. Do you know what the name of the church is?
Oh
man, bad promo.
Bad promo. I should let me see if I can find.
Shout them out just so if anybody out there is close by can come.
Yeah. We have a couple friends out there.
Come and watch this and get preached the word.
Yeah, we get to preach. We get to minister. That's the one thing we love doing, spreading the word of God. That's always our favorite thing to do. Minister to the people. We love it. I love it. I know Alex and Caleb and Elmer, Anna, Clara, Naomi, Olegario, we all part of the group.
Yeah.
We're all just, that's what we do it for,
Yep.
So.
For sure. So yeah. What we got going? Come on, Mark.
I know. I'm trying to find it. I'm not. We haven't hit. But Pastor Guillermo, he's the pastor of the church. I got that information. Maybe Caleb or Anna, they can tell you. I think they're gonna be in the comments today. So if they shout it out, we'll shout it out again. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so another thing another thing I wanted to talk about too, I guess give thanks to the viewers for our first episode. We got a lot of people showing up.
Yeah, you guys, that was crazy. We had I think at one point we had 12 people watching at one time.
Yeah, 12 people watching. I mean, and now I think last time I saw we had like almost 100 views, pretty much.
100 views, everybody. Heck yeah.
That's pretty cool. So I like that.
Shout out to our fans.
Yeah,
shout out to you guys, the audience,
number ones,
the number ones.
Yeah,
y'all were there since the beginning. Yeah.
And yeah, since then, I mean, also too, like, I could say this that we booked our first guest. So be ready for that.
Yeah.
We got a lot
closer to the end of the month. We're gonna have our first guest star sitting right here,
maybe here, or probably, I don't know. We'll probably move around. I don't know.
We'll move around. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. We're excited to have him or her.
Yes. It could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Could be
Raul.
Yeah, it could be my brother.
Could be Alex.
Could be Alex.
But yeah, we can't wait to have our first guest star on the podcast. And like we said, if y'all ever want to be on here, give us a shout out. DM us on Instagram. Instagram's going to be. You can either Instagram or what is it? Or official.
Yeah, our official podcast Instagram. Or everything should be in the bio and all that.
Yeah. Or individually.
Description of this video. You can go in our Instagrams. It's in our bios, the links and everything. Yeah. So
we're very excited.
Very excited.
They said yes. So yeah. How's everything sounding? Well, let's get you guys to tell us how we're sounding. I know we heard it, but
yeah,
if I need to be quieter, I know I can talk pretty loud. How we doing? I know Caleb's in here.
Oh yeah,
Caleb's
your boy,
steady in here.
Your boy.
I know he's good. He's good with it.
Nice. Yeah, but
you know, last time on the podcast we talked a lot about how we met.
Yeah,
we talked about how we grew up in the music. Well, that I grew up in the music. You went to school. You started getting into music with your dad.
Yeah,
going to work with your dad and stuff. So I mean, back then I know what I used to listen to. I know we kind of know what you used to listen to. But right now, Jose, what are you listening to? Who are you listening to like right now?
I'll say right now, I guess a little bit of everything. A little bit. Yeah. I'm one of those people that it's just whatever. You know, I'm a fan of whatever. You know, a little bit of everything as of now, just because of how I grew up. You know, but I guess I could say right now, I'm into listening to a lot of Christian hip hop. I'm really into that. Yeah. There is one like artist I do want to shout out because I've been listening to him lately or found him out. Let me see if I can pull him up real quick. See his see the name. Hopefully it will come up.
Should pull up the media, see if it's working. File out his album.
I don't think it is. Let's see. Oh gosh, I have it on my phone, but unfortunately, like I said last time, I'm using my phone as the camera. There it's. We're pointing at it. We're not pointing at the wall. We're pointing at the phone. Man, I can't. Doesn't seem to pull up. Oh, here it is. Okay. His name is Venice. I think that's how you say it. Venice. Like I don't know. It's a weird name. What do you? VENNISAY. Yeah, Venice. And if you've been listening or like looking at our stories at all and on Instagram, I use one of his songs. This one, Way Bigger. That one I found him out like just again a lot of artists. Especially Christian artists that I've listened to or been listening to now, I've just discovered through Instagram, just like scrolling and like on my feed and the For Yous, just because I've been like, interacting with a lot of Christian hip hop, and a lot of like new artists or like people I haven't heard yet pop up randomly, and that's one of the guys that popped up, and just shout out to him because that song Way Bigger came on. I'm like, oh dang, like this is pretty. It's like trap kind of I guess new school trap and everything. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. But yeah, what do you listen to right now?
Well, right now, I don't know if you remembered, we played a song a couple Sundays ago called "Because of Who You Are." I don't know if you remember. It was like a newer praise worship song.
Oh, I don't think I was there.
You weren't? I
remember you had said that. I wasn't there that day.
Right.
Unfortunately,
we played this song. Yeah, you were working. You were. EWL, crazy.
Anyways,
can't have a life with EWL. But Yeah, we played a song called "Because of Who You Are." Caleb led it this time around.
Yeah, I heard that.
We were very shocked.
Mm.
Everybody at the church was like, "Dang, Caleb can actually sing." And so he led it, and it's actually from a church called Ministry of Orlando, or Calvary, Orlando Calvary, something like that. But the guy's name is Josue Avila. So I've kind of been listening to this guy, and he's a lot of the praise music, he's a lot of the slower stuff, but it's incredible music. To me, he's an incredible pianist.
Nice.
You know, so yeah, I'm listening to a lot of him right now. Zach Bryan, getting into some country stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually had no idea of who this guy was, but my girlfriend actually put me on.
Nice.
He has a lot of songs. If you listen to Blue, if you listen to Holy Roller, you listen to Godspeed, you listen to Overtime, all of these songs. I'm actually getting into a lot more country now. And you hear me playing it always at the shop, but I'm getting into a lot of Zach Bryan right now, and Josue Avila. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm listening to right now. We're getting into some country music.
Oh, nice.
What about you? I remember the other day you told me about some country artists that you...
Oh yeah, like, I guess that's like the only genre I don't really like. That's like my least, I wouldn't say least favorite, but least listened to genre, which is country music. And but one Christian artist that I do listen to that's like really, like, I guess you could say country, is Zach Williams.
Yeah.
Zach Williams is really good. I love. Like, I think it was which song? Let me look it up. I think it was that song with because I'm thinking, because he has one with Dolly Parton, and it's I forgot the name of the song. Let me look
looking
it up.
for you. Featuring Dolly Parton.
No, not that one.
No? Then he has multiple with Dolly Parton?
I guess so. Or is it that one? Probably that one. No, there was Jesus.
There was Jesus.
There was Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that one. That one. That one was my second song, but the first song that I really got into was "Heaven Help Me." That was really impactful. I really liked it, and just in general, the album "Rescue Story." That one's a great album. I'm not gonna lie, that one's a really great album. But
if you have time, go listen to our boy Zach Williams.
Yeah, Zach Williams. Yeah, really great.
Yeah,
I love it.
Also, Caleb just mentioned in the comments CeCe Winans. CeCe Winans, if you've never heard of her, she is
I've heard of her.
African American gospel. She's incredible, man.
Yeah, I think she's also done some stuff with some CHH artists, like Christian hip hop artists.
Yeah, they have. And dude, she's not just like an incredible singer, an incredible performer. She's actually an incredible minister too, man. She literally we saw this video with my dad. We were watching, because my dad, my mom, Clara, and John David, Clara's son, they actually went to a CeCe Winans concert here in Shreveport.
Oh, okay.
It was downtown. I think it was in the Shreveport Municipal.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it. But they went to go watch her, and they were just blown away. You know, as musicians, those guys they said that it was one of the most amazing concerts they've been to. And so my dad started researching her more, and they had known her from a long time ago, but he started researching her more, and there was this video, and you know Whitney Houston?
Yeah, Whitney.
Yeah. Well, CeCe Winans was actually a very good friend of Whitney Houston. They knew each other. They hung out a lot.
Oh, okay.
And so there was one time where I think Whitney Houston was going to do a song featuring a bunch of female artists, just talking about, I think it was talking about women's empowerment, and she asked CeCe Winans to be on there, and CeCe was like, you know, Whitney, I'd love to, but the first part of your song says I cast a spell on you. You know I can't say that, girl.
Yeah.
And she started speaking on, you know, this world's music, you know, this day and age, the music really is taking over, and sometimes not in a good way. So, you know, she didn't get hate for it, but she got a little backlash from it. But to say something like that about Whitney Houston, about something like that, she's very good at ministry. She's very good at preaching the word too.
No, yeah, that's I think that's very important too, like in I guess in all worship, like leaders or artists, I guess nowadays, like to kind of find that the discernment, because like I guess big ups on her, like for like saying that, and kind of being like letting her know like how she felt about it, you know. I mean, you know, because and I guess towards a lot of like I guess old school Christians and all, yeah, that is like very like taboo in a sense, like what, and all that. But no, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Who we got today? Who's that? Oh, it's Claire.
It's Claire.
Hey, baby. Hi, baby. she's in the chat today. But yeah, that's kind of and that question actually came up. I remember we put the Ask Us questions.
Yeah.
On Instagram. That was my boy Braden Kilgore. He was my bassist back at in high school. So the questions, Braden Kilgore.
That's one of the questions. I do want to kind of keep bringing up, every so often.
Yeah.
Just let y'all know what we're listening to, and some recommendations, or even you guys, like some recommendations you guys have. Maybe we should keep an eye on any artists, that we can follow and everything. That was one thing too. Like when I first started, I kind of wanted to do too. When it came to like the structure of like my stream, whenever I would stream, when I would bring up somebody, or eventually, which I never did, but eventually, like that would be like the first question we ask like the guests and something, and so that probably be something we'll do.
Yeah,
just ask them like, hey, what's what you listen to? What kind of music you listen to?
What's on the playlist?
Yeah, what's
right now?
Yep.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, that's great.
Yeah, man.
All right.
What do we got on the agenda today?
Let's see here. So, if you noticed the title of this podcast, I don't know if you saw. Have you seen it?
I did.
Have you seen the title?
Actually, right before I got here. It was Can
Christians do anything? So, what I mean by that is just to kind of bring up the conversation. And it's something I feel like, just to tell you the truth, like I've kind of struggled with too, because that's something you hear a lot in the sense of like I don't want to say like like non-Christians or or even Christians too, just keeping each other accountable in a sense of like, you might hear this sometimes whenever it's like a non-believer or someone that's like iffy on the faith, like, Christian, like being a Christian is kind of like you can do whatever you want because in the end of the day, you just ask for forgiveness and then you're all good.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's a deeper conversation to have there, and like it's a misconception. That's a big misconception. And I feel like, unfortunately, like, honestly, I haven't really heard anybody really. I mean, I feel like there has been like preachings about that, or like someone has had to like comment or I guess respond to that like, I'm not saying accusation, but like that kind of attitude. And so I haven't really seen that a lot around, and so that's something like I wanted to talk about in a sense, like that's not totally true. That's not totally true in the sense of like, because I feel like when I hear that comment a lot of the times, it doesn't make me feel away because I'm Christian and I follow that faith, and I feel like, well, no, that's not necessarily true. Like, just not anybody can just like a random person off the street full-heartedly can just like be like, oh, just because I committed like a crime, all I have to do is forgive, or just like,
ask for
forgiveness, and then Christ will, and then I can do whatever I want later on, and that's that's not the case. That's not the case. There are like stories, obviously the main story, a big story of it is whenever Jesus was crucified, two thieves, on his side, and then one of them, obviously at that moment, they're about to die, and one of them, kind of talking back at Jesus, saying like, hey, if you really are the Son of God, then get us down from here, and then I'll believe you. I'll believe you. Yeah, and then the other one being like, no, this man is clearly innocent. Whatever happens, well, in the end, like when we die, or like if you truly are, or not even saying, I don't think, does he say like if you truly are, like, because he says, would you at least take me to, take me with you in a sense, take me to paradise, and he allows it. He says, of course, you will be beside me when we head to paradise. And so that's kind of one of the big examples of like, you don't necessarily have to go through, I guess, a set list of things in order to be saved, as long, and I feel like there's a misconception with that story because people think, oh, just asking for forgiveness or letting him know that I'm sorry lets me go to heaven or forgives me, and all that. But I feel like at that point, that thief that was right next to him, truly in his heart,
he was like, he
believed.
He believed him.
He believed. While the other, obviously, he was just wanting it. He wanted something out of it immediately, which is wanting to be saved or not die at that moment. Yeah. But and then I'll believe. Then once I see it, I'll believe it. Type of attitude. And so I feel like it is like when that conversation comes up in a sense of like, well, all I have to do is just forgive and forgive and forget, and all that. So there's more to it. There's more to it than that. There's more to it to that because and there's also people that sometimes it does annoy me too, where it's like, well, you don't know if I, like I actually I do believe, kind of with an attitude like I do believe, but do you? Are you walking? Are you walking with Christ? Are you actually putting the effort in? Yeah. Or is he just a convenience? In that sense.
Yeah, dude. It's just when you're talking about, are you actually a believer?
Yeah.
That the first thing that you can see if someone's actually a believer is the way that they act, their actions from day to day. Like if you're out there doing worldly things, doing things that show that you're not really a believer, and then you're going to church on Sundays and you're saying, oh, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
But then Monday you're a different person. Like, are you really a believer? Like there are certain things that like you said, there's certain things that people say, oh, Christians can do anything because all at the end of the day they can do it, and then at the end of the day just, oh, I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me.
Yeah.
And no, it's not just about that. It's about your day to day. It's about your testimony. Because as a Christian, you're trying to get as many people saved as possible. I feel like as our job here on earth, God sent us to try to get as many people saved, believing with Christ. And the way to do that is to show them, hey, life with Christ is actually it's a very nice life.
Yeah.
My dad talked about stress.
Yeah, he did.
Last night when he preached. Go, Dad. Good job. He talked about stress. He talked about how in our daily schedules we can't pray, we can't do this, we can't do that. But if you just take stressing out about things out and you pray instead, how much better it can be for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, being a Christian, having God in your life, yes, sometimes it does get harder because the world is going to throw stuff at you. I saw the other day this thing where the world is now opposite. We call it an opposite world because now in this day and age, what's good is wrong and what's wrong is good. I'm not going to get really into it, but if you just think about that for a second, as a Christian, you can see it. And so in this world, you just got to give that testimony. And if you're a Christian, sometimes you're going to get that backlash.
Yeah.
Being a Christian, knowing Christ, spreading his word, you're going to get that backlash. So at the end of the day, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but in the eyes of God, that's not going to be okay. And you're trying to get as many people saved, and with your testimony, showing that, hey, like I said before, hey, life with Christ is actually pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, follow Christ.
Yeah. And to that too, I mean, obviously, it will come with hardships and all.
Of course.
But as long as you have faith in Him, I mean, you don't need to worry about those little things in that sense. I mean, we could get. I mean, I feel like there's a we can go deeper.
There's a lot of stuff we can talk about.
But I feel like that'd be a little too deep. And also I feel like we should just say this too, disclaimers and all, in a sense of like, we aren't at all like, we would not call ourselves like pastors or or anything of that.
Okay, that's scary.
I feel like I know I am in a sense a leader. In a part of our church, And
I'm a music minister. I try to be.
I mean, no, that counts too. I mean, you are a music minister in our church. So I mean, take all this, with, in a sense, an open mind. In that sense of like, if there is something that we say is a little off or wrong, maybe we we'll take that criticism, or I guess accountability, that accountability. So let us know if there's something that's maybe a little off that we might be missing, and stuff. But this is like, I feel like we are speaking from our experiences. This is like our experiences, what we've learned throughout our walk. And I would like to share something from the Bible.
Go for it.
That I feel like this book and chapter is like gems all over, and it goes to what you were saying, that when you're a follower of Christ, there's this I guess we are. That is the mission, to spread the gospel, to make disciples. That was the last thing that Jesus told his disciples, to go off and spread the word and everything. That that is our mission. I always say that to all the youngins, to the youth and everything, to spread the word. That's the mission. Never forget the mission. But yeah, in Romans, let me see if this works. And let me stand by for a little. So if you have your Bibles, your Bibles, your Bibles, or on your phone or wherever, or let me see if I can look it up, or put this up. Let's see if this works. Yay, it works. So here you can see that's highlighted, and which pretty much what sums up what what we're talking about. Yeah. Don't become like the people of this world. Instead, change the way you think. Then you will always be able to determine what God really wants, what is good, pleasing, and perfect.
Amen.
And so I not just this verse, but like the whole chapter. This whole chapter 12, I think. Yeah.
Romans chapter 12. Yeah.
Romans chapter 12. It just kind of like lets you know, or kind of gives you a better answer, example of so this is like kind of the answer to that like question, in the sense of like, can Christians do anything? Yeah. It's more of like we should know, as long as we're following Christ and following the word of God, we'll we will not stray away from there is like we'll be filled with the Holy Spirit, and he will let us know. He will lead us to the path that we should be going towards. And I feel like this is probably just something small, because I feel but I do feel it. I do feel it in me, from the Holy Spirit, which is going back to the music thing. Like I said, I like to listen to all different types of music, but honestly, lately, not even lately. I should say maybe 4 years ago, I guess. Before listening to Christian music and everything, obviously I listened to a lot of worldly music, your regular rap, hip hop, because that was the genre I would like to listen to a lot. Yeah. Even classic rock. The oldies, the 70s, 70s, 80s rock and everything. And so I would listen to that a lot, constantly and everything, and even all the Spanish music, norteñas, or Mexican music, like norteñas, cumbias, and all that. Yeah. But there was a moment where even my mom would say she whenever I put music on the car or something, she would want me to change the station, but I'll be like, no, it it's fine, it's just music, it is what it is. Yeah. But she kind of told me, or she kind of gave me a little spiel about well, no, that's not the that's the worldly music you should be listening to, Christian music. And I'm like, nah, it's whatever. You're crazy. This is not going to turn me to a demon or something. I don't know, like a delinquent. I don't know. But I did make it an effort to every Sunday, just Christian music, just to listen to Christian music.
This was the 4 years ago, or this is now?
No, the 4 years ago. 4 years ago. The 4 years ago was an effort of, okay, it does kind of sound weird, because slowly it did kind of sound weird listening to the radio or the worldly music during Sundays, because I feel like the Sundays especially is a day, obviously for some people day of rest, and it's Sunday service, going Sundays, and it is kind of weird just to listen to the radio or something, and then you get to church, listen to Christian music, and then you're back after in that, the car. Go back to the car and just listen to whatever. Yeah. So that was a little off-putting, and so I decided, okay, Sundays just Christian music, just Christian music. So I found a Christian station on the radio, and every Sundays I would save it. I saved it on my radio thing. You know, you can save radio stations,
preset radios,
And so every Sundays when we go to church or something, I'll put that on, and then every other day, you know, just regular music. And so that went on for a little bit, and so I mean, you could say slowly I just started leaning towards Christian hip hop, just because I got interested in it and everything, and started slowly listening to that more, and then little by little. I've come to realize, and this was, I think, like maybe a year ago, I realized something that in the end, I ended up listening to Christian music all throughout the week. And not knowing it. And because if I would put music on, I would usually put it on my phone, and then I would just put up the playlist I had already with the Christian hip hop and everything. And that's what I listened to. And in all honesty, like, that's kind of an example of like when you follow, like, you know, I mean, like I said, a small example towards me, and I feel like it's a big like deal because of me, like listening to music and everything, or liking the stuff, because now I see myself, if I listen to not necessarily the radio, but even like when I put like the music I used to listen to on, like it would make me uncomfortable, honestly.
Really?
And I would be like, you know, listening to the song at first, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's all right, you know, and then I'll catch myself just switching to my Christian hip hop playlist in the end, like, no, listen, you know, this
is better.
This is better. This is better. And so it is weird, like, and I truly believe that was the Holy Spirit. You know, that is the Holy Spirit,
kind
like
speaking to
me, saying that, you know, no, you know, you don't really need this. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like if you listen to like worldly music, you know, that's a bad thing. You know, I mean, I feel like if you're listening to like music that's like straight up profanity and like just like all that nasty stuff, you know, then
Lil Nas people.
Yeah, you know, apologies.
But no, man, that's the kind of stuff that's like, okay.
Yeah, and so it's funny, and I catch myself now like thinking, and it's funny because it's the same people I could say like that kind of also influenced me, or like told me, like people from church, you know, that would tell me like to listen to this music and all that. And there's some moments where, I mean, I'm not dogging them or anything, or I'm not like, you know, exposing them in that sense, but like, you know, I would listen. I sometimes, you know, I would see what they would be listening to, and I'm like, well, here's, you know, I'll be the one saying, well, here's an alternative, you know, here's a Christian version.
Here, let's change.
How about this?
Yeah, man.
How about this? But then I'll be catching them kind of saying the same thing I would be saying back then, like, no, man, like that stuff's whack.
It's kind of like a turnaround.
Yeah, it's so kind of, it's funny to me, thinking back at that.
What I love now, and I feel like it's more popular, I should say, this day and age. Let's say back in the day, you could have been like, oh, I really like this type of music, but there's no Christian music, like this genre of Christian music.
Yeah.
So, an example, I used to not hear Christian rap all the time.
Yeah.
Christian rap, for me, I never heard it. It was not huge yet.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
But now I'm hearing a bunch of Christian rappers.
Yeah.
And it's not just one type of rap. It's not like just trap.
Yeah.
No. My girlfriend has a whole playlist. You, with your boom bap, you have whole playlists.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
And I can hear people from like, you know, the other day you told me about H-Town beats, Houston, like
the Houston
beats, the trap beats. Well, there's this guy named Brian T.
Yeah, Brian.
That guy. When I first heard him, I was like, this is Christian music, and it's like hard, like not hardcore rap, but like the beat is very rap type beat.
Yeah.
So that was new to me, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's new. And then the other day, I don't know if you've seen on Instagram, there are these guys that are doing more of the like, I don't know what kind of, let's see if this is right. Strings and Heart. Where these guys do more like the, how do I explain it? It's like the music, it's like alternative rock.
Yeah, alternative rock. Yeah, there is a name for that.
It's like vibey poppy music, to be honest. That's what I can hear it.
Oh, bedroom pop.
I think that's a thing, maybe. Like you.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
So I heard these guys and I was like,
yeah, like,
dang, I like that.
Yeah.
And then our friends, Grupo Linaje, they really brought it to me when they brought the more norteña stuff.
Yeah.
Like they just pulled out a song. It's called Amor Como El Tuyo. And to me, I mean, it's got really like Mexican norteña vibe.
Yeah.
What you were hearing a lot of, like frontera type vibe.
Yeah.
And so when I heard that, I was like, dang, that sounds really, really good. And it's Christian.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, add that to the playlist right now. You know?
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, I do feel like just Christian music, I guess the culture and like the genre in that sense of music, it is growing. It's growing more. Like it's expanding more. And it's trying to get with, I don't want to say with the times, I guess more like it's becoming its own thing now. Like it's becoming its own thing. It's growing, because I feel like used to, especially with like Christian rap and everything, it tried to spread the word, or try to spread the gospel, obviously with, you know, in another avenue, like trying to get that other audience, you know, like the people that, you know, love that, you know, music and everything, and try to go through that audience. Just like the contemporary, or even the, you know, the rock, or the country, you know, Christian music, you know, for them. And so that was another outlet for them. But I feel like with Christian hip hop, it was kind of behind the, I guess you could say the music, like the trends, I guess, the music trends and all that. Because I feel like whenever Christian hip hop came out, I mean, I feel like there's like someone that can explain like the history of Christian hip hop better.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you felt that way too. Like if whenever you first heard of it, like, because for me, especially when I first heard of Christian rap, like I said in the beginning, I would say like 10 years ago, like it was kind of like, oh, this isn't like, it's a little corny in a sense, because it's like old, like really old school, like like kind of old beats, or like not really like, I'm like thinking like, oh, it's not really that good, you know.
And I don't know if I could classify this guy as a rapper, but like, you remember Toby Mac?
Yeah, Toby Mac,
Toby Mac, all them kind of guys.
Honestly, I did not know he was a Christian rapper in a sense. He was, it's.
Dude, yeah, and so when I first heard them, I was like, well, this is good.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Older. Like you listen to it now and you're like, okay, that's kind of like the older stuff.
Yeah.
But now you have like these new guys, these new younger guys coming up making new stuff.
Yeah, like I said, when I finally found like the artists that I've been looking for, these are like young guys. These are like close to my age, or even like younger than me. They're a little younger than me, and it's so cool to see like these youth, you know, these young guys like that are Christian, and that like love the music that I love, but use it to spread the word and spread the gospel. They're you know, they're actively like no, I'm a Christian rapper, you know, so you know, so what, you know, what? Because I know there's some like Christian artists or Christian rappers that don't like to be called that. They just want to be a rapper known, but that is a Christian. Yeah, I know there's one artist. I mean, he's really. I mean, he's really cool. Like, I mean, he's really good. You know, he really came up on that wave. NF, you know, NF. Yeah. I would say he is he's a great rapper. You know, I like his music too, but he didn't really. I mean, with his music, you know, he tells his testimony. You know, he tries to spread the word, but there were like his newer stuff. You know, it is more of like combative of like the industry in that sense. It's not so much spreading the word
anymore. It's more
it's you know, sure, it's rap that he doesn't cuss or anything. He doesn't say any like profanity, or doesn't, you know, it's like, you know, it's good music, like, or like good chill music in a sense,
but it's not serving the purpose that it needs
it's not
to serve.
Serving purpose. But there is this group of people, these group of young guys that are for that, like they're cool with like being called a Christian rapper. Yeah, you know, they'll tell the testimony, and they'll make great music with great beats and everything, and and like I'm like, dang, like, and you hear their influences and all of like the big artists, you know, Kanye West or the Outkast, you know, you hear all those influences from these artists, but like and like we've talked about last time about like being creative and everything, they're taking that creativity back, you know, and using it for the, you know, for the word, for God. And so I love these these, I guess, the next generation of Christian artists. And to what you were saying too, I feel like it also opened up a door even further, or I don't know, like It's just now that I've been following these artists and everything that I have been listening, or I have heard of these other genres, you know, like the alternative rock, like Christian music. I've heard some groups that are doing that, and R&B artists, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Just different genres, you know, different Christian genres that are like coming up now. And I feel like it is because Christianity, or just following Christ, you know, now it's, I don't want to say it's becoming a trend, but it is like being more open of like, don't be afraid. You know, you don't have to be afraid or embarrassed.
Afraid or embarrassed of Jesus.
Yeah, just saying like, you know, Jesus is Lord, or, you know, he is my savior. And then being able to be creative, you know, be creative in these avenues. So you don't have to like, you know, say all this like profanity, or like, you know, these like be involved in gangs or whatever, you know, to make like good music, or to like make a vibe, or no, you can still, you know, you can worship the Lord, you know, and come up with these vibes still too.
And when you say that, you don't have to cuss, you don't have to do this. Yes, on the worldly side, yes.
Yeah.
But like on the Christian side as well. And it sucks because I've heard some preachers do this. Don't use your music, your preachings, your speeches, stuff like that, your testimony, to get on to people either. Yeah. Like you said, and I'm not trying to use him as an example, but NF. He did it more to get onto the industry. He doesn't do it to spread the word. So take your creativity back.
Yeah.
As a Christian, as a follower of God, take the creativity back, but to spread his word.
Yes.
To show that Jesus is Lord, Jesus is King of Kings, and that his way is right. Don't just use the creativity to try to
get back at somebody.
Like, hey, you're wrong. Do it this way. Or this is wrong. We shouldn't. No. Your music should be like, hey, okay, this may be wrong, but follow God so you can find the answer to do it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and it sucks because some preachers today, they're using the podium to just, well, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, and you're doing this wrong. Fix it. No. It's like, hey guys, look, things in the church need to change, or things these days are not well. We need to follow God. We need to pray to God to get an answer on how to fix this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and
I mean, going back to like once you said that, I looked over to the Bible verse because we still have it on the screen. But the next verse, what it actually says. So verse 3, because of the kindness that God has shown me, I ask you not to think of yourselves more highly than you should.
Yeah.
Instead, your thoughts should lead you to use good judgment based on what God has given each of you as believers. So,
amen.
So yeah, like again, like this chapter is just full gems in that sense.
Oh, we love it.
Because and I feel like as that comes with discernment, you know, and that kind of shows you as a believer, and like to understand better what's going on. Because again, like as long as you have him with you, he will show you the way.
Always.
And that will give you discernment amongst yourself towards people, or you know, or just towards any, you know, these the material things, or just media out there, you know. Because I know like there's a lot of times like you say, like a lot of preachers will get onto you and everything, but you as a Christian, as you know, if you are truly a believer, you would understand that, well, you know, is that preacher or whoever, leader, you know, musician, you know, what, you know, all the above, you know, that'll let you, like, you'll know at that moment, like, I don't think this is it. You know, I don't think he's I don't think he's like, you know, fully, you know, understands, because you truly, you know, you yourself will look into your heart and know that this isn't like what God intended, you know, intended to, you know, if you truly do have him in your heart, you know, he will show you the way, and he will show you, you know, the right, you know, the right decisions and the right, you know, ideals.
And it sucks, like I said earlier, like in this day and age, wrong is right and right is wrong.
Oh yeah.
And so I went to Word of God the other day, heard this preaching, and it said you kind of have to be like the salt of the world.
Yeah.
You know, salt is very bitter. Salt is very, and when in a world that wrong is right and right is good, you have to be, like it says, don't become like the people of this world.
Mm-hmm. Of this world.
Instead, change the way you think.
Yep.
Because this world, God already knew. God made the earth.
Yeah.
Took him 6 days. Rested on the Sabbath day. He rested.
Yes.
But after Adam and Eve sinned, this world slowly started becoming the world of Satan.
Yeah.
And we all know Satan kind of he runs here on earth with all the things going on with the media, with the music kind of stuff. He kind of runs the show here.
Yeah.
So we have to be the salt.
Yes.
We have to be not like the people of this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's in the Bible. How long ago was the Bible written? Thousands of years ago. And there's things in the Bible that to this day, it's teachings for today.
Yeah.
Because God's all knowing. He's omnipresent. He's omniscient. He's what is it? Omniscient.
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent. Omniscient. Omnipresent. He's in all. And he's all knowing. I got to get my diction up, man. My vocabulary. But yeah. I'm glad we had this talk. I'm glad we got to talk about stuff like this because,
No, yeah, for sure. I feel like another part of this podcast, and everything. I do feel like there's that sense of responsibility, and for us as Christians to like spread the word or here and there whenever we get the chance.
Yeah.
And I feel like with this medium, we're able to do that. Not only to the people that we know, but maybe someone will stumble upon
like in the future.
Yeah, in the future or something.
People. And then
or even like I know with my family members, some of my family members, I wouldn't call them like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they would refer themselves, but maybe this will give them some food for thought. Maybe just to look into it and all that. Just to ponder a little bit. Or I mean, if you already know your decision, then I can't change that. So
we can do the best we can do to someone is plant the seed up here.
Yeah,
let God handle it, and that's what I feel.
Yes.
Sometimes we're doing on this podcast. Let's plant the seed in someone so we can let God do the work.
No, yeah, truly,
because God's gonna do the work.
No, for sure.
But yeah,
for sure.
I love having I love that media thing's working on the Bible so people can read it with us. I love that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll pop it out here and there.
Yeah. Hey, everybody in the comments, put your favorite Bible verse.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Let's see what y'all's Bible verses are looking like.
Yeah, definitely that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this whole chapter 12, Romans chapter 12. It's like, I feel like it answered the majority of the questions that I needed.
John David put the definition of omnipresent. Thank you, John David. Yes, omnipresent, present everywhere at the same time. Yes. Yeah, that's Jesus. He's everywhere at all times. He's all knowing. So,
yeah, and but yeah, going back to like,
thank you, Caleb. I love it.
Caleb,
yes, Caleb. What is Caleb's? He put 2 Corinthians 5:7. It's a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, like the whole chapter 12 pretty much speaks on like and that's another thing too. Feel like a lot of people, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like whenever I first because whenever I got baptized, I actually got baptized a little later. I can't remember when.
It was at the church, wasn't it?
It was at the church.
I remember watching.
I think it was 20.
With your little baby.
I think 2022. I got baptized.
It was recently, yeah.
Yeah, it was recent, and it took me a minute because I mean before then I was still going to church and I was involved in a few things in the serving in the Lord and everything, but that that did like come to mind where should I get baptized, like is it like do I need to really?
Okay, yeah.
Because it bothered me a little bit whenever people would ask me or like tell me like, hey, you should get baptized, or hey, do you have you been baptized, and I would be like no, but not, I don't think it's time yet, because I feel like they were kind of, and I know they're, they had good intentions. I'm not saying like they were like,
why aren't you baptized?
Yeah, they weren't dogging me or anything about it, but I mean, I feel like it was something I had to come to terms with by myself, because it's just because of what I've seen, what I've seen from people, and it's one of those things where I just felt I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm not saying like they were like the people that were telling me this had bad intentions or like forcing me or whatever. But I knew that their heart was right in the right places. But I did feel a little attacked in a sense of like like don't no like I don't want to get baptized now
because
I don't want to. for me, I don't want it to be that I got baptized because you told me to.
Yeah.
I want it to be that in my terms, on my terms, in a sense of like, I want to hear God's voice tell me, hey, it's time. It's time. And that, because and sure, you could say maybe like God was sending these people to tell me, but I mean, to me, it wasn't like that, because it felt like felt like an attack. It just felt like people kept on saying like, hey, if you don't, then that's bad, or you're not doing. And so it's like you're kind of insulting me too, like like what? Well, I've been doing good. What are you talking about? And so and on top of that too, and again, I'm not trying to throw any like shade. Instead, in a sense, but I have, obviously there's been a good amount of baptisms, in our church.
In our church, yeah.
And the people that have been baptized before us, they're still serving, they're doing God's work and all. But there are the few that stray away, they get baptized, they want to get baptized, or they feel like they need to get baptized. And then, they, after that, they serve, or they're at the church a little bit more often, but then a month or two later, they're gone. And so, I know I shouldn't be the one, like, I shouldn't be like, seeing like, hey, because it's said too, like, it's one of those things, again, with discernment, or just, being judgmental of people, and that's my faults, in a sense of like kind of looking at what other people do. And I saw that when people would like leave, or after they got baptized, or like lose faith, then in my mind, I'm like, well, what's the point? If you're going to stray away, isn't the baptism isn't that you're open? Yeah, it's the new you. You're open up your heart. You opened your heart to Jesus, and so that kind of did bother me a little bit, but again, like after listening to a few sermons and just reading the Bible and everything, I did come to that ultimate conclusion that
I want to
get baptized. I do want because at that point I did hear His word, His voice. And the Holy Spirit come to me saying that, like, you truly, like, you truly believe in me. You truly believe me. Like, you're ready. Like, you're ready to, take that next step. And on top of that, I was serving a little bit more in the church. Yeah. And for a good amount of time, I felt like I could get away with it. Not saying like, I'm not trying to be deceitful or something. Yeah. No, it was more. Yeah, I was like, man, these, these guys are trusting me with this, and I'm not even bad. But they did see my like character. They did see like my walk and everything. And yeah, I'm trying to show them in a sense like, I do believe in everything. And then, but again, they were telling me, hey, not pushing you, but. You ever think about later? You even think about this?
I love this talk, because baptism is probably one of the most important decisions of your Christian life. Mm-hmm. Like you said, like we said, baptism is literally you're washing your old self away. Mm-hmm. And you're becoming a new person. Yes. That baptism is, and that decision, and I get what you mean about people coming up to me like. In the question that always, and they never asked me, because I got baptized when I was a little younger. Yeah. But I've heard people go up to people and be like, why aren't you baptized? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not the way to ask someone if they've been baptized.
And so that, and when you say that, there was one person that did tell me that went up front. And again, like I could see the concern whenever you're like a member and you see someone so involved in serving and
they're not baptized,
and see that you're not baptized. Yeah, you're not baptized. Yeah. And so he, like, this person did, like, I'm not gonna say names, but this person did come up to me and was like, it's like, hey, what, like, why are you not baptized? And like, kind of like in like an angry, or not angry, but like
why?
Like, yeah, like what are you doing? Like, what? And I'm like, whoa, like, and I went to, and it's funny because I went to go up to, shake their hand and, greet them and all that, and not even say God bless you, Dios los bendiga. No, he's like,
first thing, what?
Like, why aren't you baptized? Like, oh, well, hello to you too.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. But I feel like that's not really
the way to ask.
Yeah, to let them know.
And yeah, to me, it doesn't really matter at what age you're baptized. It's like you said, when you finally hear God's voice saying, "My child, it's time." Mm-hmm. Right? You can't make that decision. Like you said, you can't make the decision based off someone else's comment. You can't make that based off of someone asking you, "Why aren't you?" No. You get baptized. You make that decision because that decision is between you and him.
Yep.
Not because of you and someone in the congregation.
Yep.
Like, I've heard of many people who hear an amazing sermon, they cry through the sermon, they go up to the altar, they pray at the altar, and that's when God tells them, it's time, my child. Mm-hmm. You know, and you can, it's like when you said that thing about why do some people just go get baptized and then leave the church 2 months later?
Yeah.
I feel like deep down sometimes it's because they heard someone ask them, "Why aren't you baptized?" Yeah. Then they'll be like, "Oh, should I? Let me go get baptized real quick so it makes me look better."
Yeah, and I feel like towards that too, like I do feel like, unfortunately, and I know our church does it. Whenever someone wants to get baptized, there's classes. You know,
you have to take a class.
You have to take a class and you have to understand it. But I do feel like those people that just like want to do it, it is because they're kind of. I feel like it's not that they're being forced, or the intention was never to be forced, but it's one. Yeah, like you said, it's one of those things where it's like they have that, like that's put in their head of like, oh, I guess I need to do this. I need to be baptized. You know, without knowing. You know, the truth, the whole truth of like, you know, sure, you know they're given, they're told, you're getting rid of the old, you know, and coming back with new, being reborn.
Yes.
But they don't tell you like, it's not going to get easier. It's not going to get easier.
It's a decision that it's the most sacred decision of your Christian life.
Oh yeah.
When during the Santa Cena, it's between you and him. Mm-hmm. During the Santa Cena at church, or that part where we're all praying, where we're all silent, where we're all about to consume the bread, and when we consume the bread, when we consume the blood of Jesus, you know, you can't just do that after being baptized because someone told you to. Mm-hmm. Baptize yourself when you are ready. Mm-hmm. It's your decision.
Yep.
Like, and that's what I love about God. God gives you the privilege of making your decisions.
Yeah.
Like, we see people of today that don't follow God, like some of the mainstream artists. But God gives you the decision to follow him.
Yeah.
Or not to follow him. And he will give you the signs to follow him. He'll give you the chances. He'll give you the people. But at the end of the day, your decision.
Yeah.
And so it's your decision when you're ready to baptize yourself, when you're ready to make that next step in your Christian life. So anybody who's trying to get baptized, who wants to get baptized, or, you know, hasn't gotten baptized yet and you feel like you're a little older, do it because God spoke to you.
Yeah, God. Yeah, because you hear that Holy Spirit
finally tell you, hey, it's time.
Not because someone is like egging you on or like
hey, you should get baptized.
Yeah.
Like, no. And like you said, sometimes God is bringing people to talk to you, but you'll know it. You'll know it when someone's trying, when it's God speaking through someone to get you baptized.
Definitely, that too. That is like, and again, like I'm not saying like everybody that says that is trying to like get one on you. No, it's they truly want to see you, succeed and prosper, with God, with Jesus by your side. Because and so going back to like the discernment and like kind of like that attitude, it's funny to me. Like I feel like once you do take that step, and once you do have that wholeheartedly faith in Jesus, like your lifestyle will, like, you will see that change for the best, for the better, and you will see like the decisions will be way easier in that sense, because you know that he's with you. That's how it is.
It's how it is, and just follow Christ. Mm-hmm. That's the best thing that's the best advice I can tell you. Just follow him and put anything that you've got going on, stress, hard work, just things aren't looking bright. Just pray. Mm-hmm. And if you're ready to get baptized, if you haven't been baptized, if you've already been baptized, show it.
Mm-hmm.
Show your testimony.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, sometimes he can use you to speak to someone else.
Yeah.
And if you're not giving the right testimony, you're just showing the bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because once that happens, once you take that step, you'll be truly free from sin. And that's another topic we could talk about too, free from sin. But I mean, that's the next time.
Next time.
Or we can ask that towards, I guess, maybe
that'd be a good one.
Like, are we free from sin?
Are you free from sin?
Yeah. Are you truly free from sin?
I feel like, well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Because I mean, when I heard those words before, that was like something like I would never think like to hear. But I looked more into it. I'm like, oh. And that goes with like with your walk with Christ. Because as long as you're walking with Christ, all those decisions and everything, you'll be on the right path. You'll be led on the right path. But yeah.
And speaking of steps, those are giant.
Oh, giant steps.
Giant steps.
Oh, here we go.
Dude, you had this topic. When I saw the topics for this week and I saw this in the topic list, I was like, I have, it's kind of the cliche answer to it, but definitely an answer to it. So I'm just going ahead and say it.
What was that?
Jose, we come up with the topics that we would like to talk about in the podcast, and he brought up the term of giants in the Bible. And the first one I thought about was Goliath.
Oh, yeah. The well-known
giant.
Well-known giant.
And so we're talking about the Nephilims that were mentioned in Genesis 6, 1 through 4. If you go to Genesis 1 through 6, you'll see that they talk about Nephilims. And if I remember, if I read it correctly, the definition is like they're strong, they're big, they're just strong set of warriors. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, this was a cool topic that you were talking about.
So yeah, like I said, another part, like this is another, like, these are other topics that I like to kind of talk about and everything. I guess I don't know if you could call this like a conspiracy stuff or like mythological I don't know,
theories
in that realm and everything. But it's I'll shout out this podcast. It's a funny name, Ninjas Are Butterflies. Like I've listened.
You told me about that.
They're like, shout out to them because I listened to them. Like I came across, I think it was one of these types of videos, but they're fun. They're fun group. It's a fun podcast. I recommend them. And they're Christian also, because a lot of the like conspiracy or like mythological stuff, in a sense of like giants, like aliens, angels, and all that. They go back. They go to the Bible. They go to like these things existed in that sense. I don't know about aliens, but but I mean now, like, I guess more in a sense of like us seeing stuff in the sky and all that. This could, they could be angels. There could be maybe angels and everything. But yeah, giants. That was one thing. That's the topic that they've talked about a lot, and there's a lot of stories that come up from it. And right now we're just kind of introducing it. I mean, later on I'll probably bring up a story or something that involved the giants or any other like creature, I guess, that is also referenced in the Bible.
Dude, if you go to the Bible, there are some
it's crazy
wicked creatures that are mentioned.
Yes, the Bible is like the teachings of God and everything, but I mean, there are some stuff that is like, hey,
whoa,
like the supernatural, I guess, stuff that happens in there. I'm like, well, if it's in here, then it's gotta be true.
The Bible is written.
Yeah, the Bible is God's word, and it's the truth. And it's it's insane.
Like,
So yeah, the giants, I guess, and when they say like in Genesis, they're first kind of mentioned as Nephilim, and what Nephilim are, from my understanding, is they're a product of the fallen angels that fell from heaven, and the women of earth. So they're like the offspring of them, and so they are known as the Nephilim. AKA giants also, and so they're like you said, like they're like strong, monstrous, like warriors, they're giant.
And I'm reading what it says. It's literally like from the Hebrew Nephil, Which is to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fallen angels.
The fallen angels and everything. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and so even now, there are some. I guess you could say there is some evidence in that sense, whether it be like real or not. We don't really truly know because there's, in all honesty, a lot of this stuff. And again, like disclaimer, I mean, in a sense, like we're not totally sure if this is true or not.
It's just a cool topic.
Yeah, but to me, it is fun to talk about because just to kind of like to keep you thinking, like, it is interesting to think about this.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, with a lot of like media, and a lot of like I guess what's it called, like fake videos,
fake.
it's kind of hard to see like what is real and what's not.
Real and what's fake.
But I mean, from again, like with giants and all, I mean, in all honesty, you kind of have to believe it because I mean, in a sense, in the Bible, like you say, you reference one of the main giant we know is Goliath. Goliath, he was like a tall, he was a giant, in a sense, the main story, David and Goliath, with the power of God, he was able to defeat him.
Yeah.
And so, back then, and you look through the Bible and all in Genesis and a lot of the stories in the Old Testament, there are like people that were giants or said. I mean, even in when Moses led his people to the promised land, and in the promised land when they finally got there, they couldn't go in because it was filled with I think they say giants, but like they're people. The people that like live in the promised land are like big people. They're big people, like giants in a sense. So it is in the Bible, and it is referenced there. Yeah. But there are some stories of like I guess back in like, I mean, I had to look it up, but like back in the day, back in the day. Well, back whenever even like, because supposedly there were a lot of giants in North America. In North America, there was a lot of giants supposedly because there was some bones dug up that were like from bigger people, like as tall as like 7 or 8 feet, tall, like to us like giants. They're giants. And so and like archaeologists or like people would just dig them up and like find them, and it's become a whole conspiracy towards I guess the Smithsonian Museum, because supposedly they cover up a lot of history. I believe it. And so a lot of the findings that back then the archaeologists would dig up or like find, like the Smithsonians would, the museum and all would take over and be like, okay, we'll take we'll take it from here. Yeah, we'll take it from here. And then when we will want to, or when scientists will want to research or see more of this, they'll be like, no, it's locked up. It's you can't get into that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't it's fine. So that's that whole conspiracy there. That's another conspiracy there. But supposedly back then, like there was a whole like group of like giants that lived in North America and all that, and like even like and like Indian tribes and like chiefs and all, or the Native Americans, like they would tell stories of these giants. I think there's one tribe that it's kind of a well-known story of like in the conspiracy realm, but that like there was a tribe of Native Americans that actually in a sense drove out most of the giants, and because I don't know, there was a conflict between them, and so this tribe, they would go and they led them into a cave, and they led all of them into a cave, and they blocked it off, and they set fire to the entrance, pretty much killing all of them, killing like all the giants that were there, and so it was this story was told by generations of like Native Americans, and this one, I guess one woman, Native American woman, I think it was back in the 1800s, like talked to some archaeologists or some researchers about this story, and a lot of them thought, to them it was like a fairy tale or like a legend, but to the Native Americans, no, it's history. It's history, and so they ended up like I guess scouting out the land and everything, and then they did stumble upon a cave where, like entering it, they did see like rubble in the entrance, and when they went further in, they did see like scorch marks in the wall of the caves, like showing that like like a fire, like someone set a fire
to this place.
Obviously, this is not natural fire that caused this burns, and then there was like some artifacts in there and like cave paintings or like handprints of like giant people, and so it's one of those things where and obviously again, like they discovered all this, they took it to the Smithsonian's, and everything.
Smithsonian.
And they took it away, and I mean, like you can't see that anymore. I don't know what happened. So now it's still a legend, and again, it's like one of those things where there is and isn't evidence, so it is kind of hard to pinpoint or say like, did we have giants here? I mean, did we?
Not? Yeah.
Yeah.
And some things in the Bible are crazy to believe. Mm-hmm. Like, back in the day, you hear of Abraham, Moses living to be 800 to 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
So literally, I'll see stuff like that in the Bible. Like, these people live to be hundreds of years old.
Yep.
Dude, I'm 20 and my back's already hurting. Like, dude, I don't get, like, Abraham was 800. Moses was literally 700, 800 years old, leading people to the promised land.
Yep.
I can't even get up early for work anymore, and I'm 20. Right? We don't, in this day and age, we only live a great life would be 80 years old.
Yeah.
Like, you've lived a great life, 80 years old, even little. And if you go farther than that, people are like, "Whoa, well, you made it."
Yeah, you made it. Yeah.
But back in the day, people live in 800. So now that we're, the highest is like Shaquille O'Neal on 7 foot something.
Yeah.
I believe that, there were tall people, there were giants, as you can say. Like, I can truly, not true, I shouldn't say truly, but I really do believe that there were giants.
Yeah.
I believe that there was stuff like that. Yeah. And, I'll believe it, especially since it's referenced about the Nephilims in the Bible.
Yeah, it's in the Bible and everything. And, I mean, sure, like, I don't know how you could, like, make that assumption, or not, I wouldn't say assumption, but like try to see if that's like a maybe like some kind of wordplay or like some, because a lot of, obviously a lot of like stories in the Bible, a lot of I mean, even Jesus, his parables and all, there is like there's a double layer into that, or like a double meaning of that story, because some of the stories he said, obviously they were just stories, but they're parables in order for the average person to understand. Or to see, like, referencing it, like, oh, this person, I'm building you a picture, or like a movie scene of like, this is what God, this is like the God character, and this is like you, like this kind, you understand. So kind of, and so like, it's a little harder to do that with, like, when it literally tells you the giants walked, there were giants here, Nephilim and the fallen angels. I mean, what could that be?
I wonder what.
But and so to that point, like with the angels and everything, a lot of there. Who was it that saw? Was it Isaiah, or that saw the angel, or
was it Ezekiel?
Ezekiel that saw the angel, and like it describes what the angels look like.
Dude, I was literally, that's what I was pulling up right now. I think it was Ezekiel, but it was really in Isaiah. It talks about the seraphims.
Yeah.
Right? So it literally, in Isaiah 6:1-7, they describe angels, the seraphims, having 6 wings with eyes all around.
Yep.
And I see that you're pulling up pictures. Like, to me, that's just, it's crazy. Let me go to the Bible here. In Isaiah.
Yeah, you can see here the pictures that people, like, I guess, generate or like even draw, like the description
AI stuff,
of the angels.
So okay, I'm gonna read from Isaiah 6 to maybe Isaiah 6:1-6, right? So it says, "In the year when King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord God." This is Isaiah. This is God choosing Isaiah to be a prophet. And he says, he was sitting high up on, and it says, I saw the Lord God. He was sitting high up on a throne. The ends of his long coat filled the temple. Above him were seraphs. Each one had 6 wings. 2 wings covered the seraphs' faces. 2 wings covered their feet. With the other 2 wings, they were flying. The seraphs called out to one another. They said, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of his great glory." When the seraphs spoke, the foundation of the temple shook. Mm-hmm. That's how, like, monstrous their voices were. And it said, and the temple became full of smoke. Then I said, it is, oh, well, yeah. And it said, and in verse 6, it actually says, one of the seraphs flew towards me. In his hand was a piece of burning coal. He had used a tool to take it from the altar. He touched my mouth with a piece of coal. He said to me, look, this has touched your lips. It has taken away your sin. You are no longer guilty. So, you know, in the Bible where someone saw an angel and it was like, do not be afraid.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You see that, I'm going to be kind of, just afraid.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even as kids, like I'm going to use this example, firefighters. They're people who save you from burning buildings.
Yeah.
And what the first thing that your teacher or someone in school said is, if you see someone like that with a big old mask, just don't be scared because they're trying to save you. So I can see when in the Bible it says, when the angel showed up, it said, do not be afraid, literally. So yeah, that I literally I was on Instagram, and I don't know if you've ever seen this Instagram account called the AI Bible.
Probably.
It gets Bible stories and puts them in AI and generates the pictures and everything. And it generated the seraphims. And when I saw that, I got really intrigued, so I started just looking it up. So yeah, this about the angels.
Yeah, and I mean, not to get like too like kind of like over explaining or like maybe to see like, because I mean another YouTube channel I see that they do a lot of like research of like again with like conspiracies and a lot of like the stuff with like even angels and giants and all. Another YouTube channel that shout out the Y Files. I don't know if you heard that.
The
Y Files. It was really great. He's really the guy. He's really great at like doing his research on like the stuff and everything. And I think he also has a team that researches a lot of that stuff. But yeah, he's really great at doing it. Obviously he kind of. He makes you believe in the beginning of like of what he's saying or talking about in the beginning of the video, because he just pulls out a lot of like evidence and everything. But then at the end of it, he does kind of debunk it. Like he does debunk like kind of not to let you worry, but it does leave you with a question like, are they real? Or like is it real? Yeah. And one of the things that kind of like what was interesting, or like kind of like another perspective. I think I told you this too, like in a sense, like nowadays, I feel like, I mean, the stuff that I've been watching, I feel like there's more talk of like, aliens and like a lot of like UFOs and everything. Yeah. And then, they, a lot of like, I guess when you tell that to like a Christian and all, they believe that more to be like angels, angels. And so, I mean, if you think about it, I don't know, again, like just take this with how you please. But like when you see like a UFO and everything, it got many windows, it's spherical. The windows look like eyes, maybe it, I mean, maybe a fin. It had the ship has fins or something that look like wings. There's a fiery coal, that could be combustion. That's So I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we're putting two and two together.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Maybe I don't know.
Just seeing the pictures generated by that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's
just think about it. It looks like an alien.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, but it does. And so, considering what we call aliens nowadays, we've always put like Martians green.
And they little
mega mind looking things.
Little gray men. Like big old eyes.
Like an alien, like you said, the UFO round.
Round,
eyes, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you never know. You never know. We don't know. We don't know.
We don't.
That's something I do feel. Yeah, that is one thing that I mean. We'll never know until the end, until eternity.
Sitting with God.
Yeah, because at that point, that's when He tells us that then you will know the truth. Like you will know all the truths and the happenings, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see. Like, okay, now
like
let me see
all our questions answered.
Yeah, let me see. What was going on here or there.
Let me see the mastermind of God himself,
It's crazy.
So it's like every question you have just has an answer.
Yep.
And he's going to be the one to get it. I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
But some questions I have, and this is a big segue here, big time. What the heck happened at the Oscars, man? John Cena, Naked was one. Oppenheimer won. I mean, congratulations to Oppenheimer.
So let's look at I know last time we talked about, talked about a little bit of the Oscars, the like who's nominated, who's gonna win. Now I have it pulled up, so you guys.
So now you can watch with us.
You guys can can follow along. Here it is. Yeah, we have the winners of the Oscars here.
Congrats to all the people who won the Oscars. Yeah. I know y'all watching us, but congratulations to you. You know, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, there was a few. There was a few. I'll say few movies that won that I was surprised, but in a good way. Like I was like, oh, cool that this one won. Obviously, and we're going with the actors. Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, he won. Obviously,
congratulations, Kill.
I feel like a lot of Oppenheimers, like they were nominated. They
actually won it.
They won a lot of it.
Oppenheimer literally took. This year,
they
to be honest,
as they say, they swept.
They swept.
Actor in supporting role, that would be
Robert Downey Jr. RDJ,
Iron Man himself.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Iron Man.
Congratulations, Robert.
Actors in leading role, Emma Stone.
Yeah,
that was surprising.
She gave a very a very heartfelt speech.
Mm-hmm.
You know, good for her.
Yeah. Supporting actress.
Joy Randolph. Yeah. And the Holdovers.
Mm-hmm.
Divine. Good job. Great job.
Animated feature film. So this one, The Boy and the Heron won, which is it's an anime film pretty much.
Yeah.
It's from Studio Ghibli, the ones that they did a lot of films I liked, which was Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro. Those films, really great films, honestly, and that's cool that they won. And I feel like they kind of did win because it was between The Boy and the Heron and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
because Across the Spider-Verse, it was a good movie. That is great. Like,
it was a good movie,
especially the art style and everything. Dude,
it was crazy.
The animation,
crazy good.
Obviously, I mean, I'm gonna dog on these guys. Like the Elemental, that one Pixar's movie. That wasn't that good.
Elements. It was very. What was it? What's the word, man? It was very disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was disappointing.
The other movies I don't
really know them.
I don't think I've heard of them. So, but I mean, congrats for being nominated.
Congrats for nominees. I mean, being nominated is huge.
Yeah.
Again, another Oppenheimer win.
Yeah, cinematography, costume design, Poor Things.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk about the costume design.
The whole
John Cena bit was good. It made people laugh.
So there's a conspiracy on that. Have you heard of that one?
I have. There's a conspiracy.
There's a conspiracy on that.
I have not heard the conspiracy.
So, obviously, a big thing about Hollywood, is correlated to like selling your soul, for the devil and everything,
Oh gosh.
Unfortunately, you hear the old timey pastors talk about that.
Yeah.
There's of the devil, devil worshippers over there. I mean, it's not far off. There are things, and so one of the things that, if you notice, like in Hollywood, I guess you could say, is, I mean, and again, this is just conspiracy, I mean, I'm not too sure, like if like it's happened to everybody, but supposedly, if you want, like, the industry or the Illuminati, I don't know, to kind of get you in and to make you, they could, they can make. So, that's the one thing that the devil will, Satan will tell you, I can give you everything you want, but just give me this.
Yeah.
Just give me one thing. And then the whole world is yours. And so some people, are, I mean, I feel like it's a little too deep, but one thing that a lot of actors, actresses, musicians, whatever, when they want to be famous or be, I guess in a sense, sell your soul, to the industry, they had to go through a ritual, they say.
No, and a little initiation,
some type of initiation, and so and which they would have to, like, in some shape, way, or form, or I don't know if they tell them to do it, but embarrass themselves or like humiliate them in front of, front of everybody,
millions of people, thousands of people watching. Yeah.
And so, what other great way to do it than the Oscars? So that's a big conspiracy because I don't know if you noticed, but I mean, John Cena, he's a famous guy already.
He was famous before,
and so, but I guess people that, I guess you could say the Gen Zers that don't only know John Cena from like the just the recent movies, the Fast Furious movies, maybe they don't realize he was a famous wrestler. He was in the
WWE.
WWE. Yeah, his name is John Cena. The whole
can't see me guy.
You can't see me.
That's
guy.
him. Gen Zers. That's him.
That's him. I was gonna make the joke of like, hey, why is that card floating in the middle of the stage?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would have been a good joke.
They're like, whoa, there's something that says costume design on the stage next to Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. Who's like what's going on there?
Quick sidebar. Jimmy Kimmel to me did a poor job at hosting.
Yeah.
It's because I don't really like Jimmy Kimmel.
I mean, he's cool. I feel like I like Guillermo. I think Guillermo
should have hosted instead of Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying?
He's a funny guy.
But back to it. Yeah.
But anyways, but yeah, I feel like I would do that joke instead. But now, like, I feel like people with the whole, and I feel like a lot of like it's like that kind of topic and everything. I mean, it's been around. Like that topic has been around since the beginning, like of Hollywood. That selling your soul and all that. But I feel like some people take it to the extreme of like, oh no, this is they're sacrificing children, drinking kids' blood, baby blood or something. Blood. Like okay, calm down. I mean, maybe I mean, yeah, for sure. Like a lot of stuff is from the enemy, but I mean. Is it true though? We don't really know. We don't know. Yeah, we don't really know.
There's not hardcore evidence proof to show, but stuff like what we're talking about right now about the embarrassing yourself in front of. I mean, I can believe that.
I mean, because it's happened to other artists too, or like they've had their like humiliating moments, and like I said, some people say that they like it's part of a deeper society in a sense of like, no, that's a ritual they're doing, and in order for them to become rich and famous, but again, if that's the logic towards John Cena, I can't see that, because John Cena, he's already rich and famous. He's all that. He doesn't need. What else does he need? Like, I feel like he already has everything to like be like what else can they offer? Like, I mean, he's set. I feel like he's set already. And so, yeah, that I feel like that's kind of debunked for me. It's just. I feel like it was just like a
gag,
like a little gag, or I mean, costume design, obviously. What
a great way to do it.
Hey, yeah.
I mean, all the girls were like, "Oh my God, John Cena's naked," but it was whatever. But so back to the winners.
Director
Oppenheimer.
Christopher Nolan, great director.
He's an amazing director. Yes.
The Dark Knight trilogy. He did that one. He did a lot of great ones. Interstellar. He did Inception. I love that movie. Just a lot of great movies from that guy.
Documentary feature film.
20 Days in
Mariupol.
Yeah, Mariupol.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
I don't really know that one. Documentary short film.
The Last Repair Shop. Good for you guys. Yeah. Film editing. Oppenheimer.
There it is. International feature film. The Zone. So I've heard of this movie, The Zone of Interest. This was also for best film. Have you heard about it?
I have not. Well, it's actually. It looks like.
It's I think it's an A21 film.
Not for me, but for the audience, what does A21 mean?
Oh, that's a studio. That's a movie studio.
Oh, okay.
They do a lot of like,
gotcha.
like I guess you could say indie type films and all.
Oh, okay.
But they're really getting popular, like just because of they're really like original, like I mean most of them, but they're original films and all. They're really good storytelling. It's really cool. But this one is really interesting, and it's kind of a different perspective, but it's like a World War II kind of film.
Oh,
but it's in a perspective of. And like if you see the trailer, it's pretty intense already because at first it kind of pans to like a a regular family, and like they're living in their house and all that, nice house, lawn and everything. See there's a wall like next to their house, and you would think it's like like just to separate the neighbors or whatever, but then like it zooms out and you realize that on the other side of the wall is a concentration camp, and so you realize that this family. These are German, Nazis. Like the father is like a Nazi, like general or soldier and something. And it's really interesting because like this family living on like right beside a concentration camp, and it kind of delves into like the family more, like the mother kind of seeing these talks of like the generals, the Nazis, talking about killing Jews.
It's like another Boy in Striped Pajamas.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's intense, and so it looks intense, and so I'm like those types of movies, like historical, I guess, in the sense, I'm really into it. Yeah. So eventually I'll see that movie.
I kind of want to. Yeah. Now that you got, I kind of want to watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Makeup and hairstyling, Poor Things.
All right.
Music, Oppenheimer. Ludwig, Jurul. I can't say. I always can't say his like.
Jornsson?
I think so.
I think it's Jornsson.
Let's say Jornsson.
Ludwig Jornsson. I'm gonna say Jornsson, and if I'm wrong, please.
Yeah. He did the music. He's like I feel like he's like the next Hans Zimmer to me.
You really?
Yeah,
the Interstellar soundtrack guy.
Hans Zimmer's done.
Hans Zimmer's done so much. He does a lot of stuff with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, he does.
That's like his first go for.
Yeah, and so this guy, he's actually done the soundtrack for Black Panther.
Yeah,
I don't know if you.
Yeah, I remember.
He did.
His name looked very familiar right now that you said Black Panther.
He did Black Panther. He did a lot of other movies too, and it was great.
Well, I mean, okay, I want to kind of sidebar real quick. You know who I've been seeing a lot of, and I really am getting into his not film, but like sound score making or score. You know Barry McCreary?
I don't think I'm familiar with.
He did the God of War soundtrack.
Oh yeah, yes,
dude.
Yes,
I started following on Instagram, and I started looking at the dude. He's incredible. The Barry McCreary guy.
Yeah.
He's
we could get into like soundtrack or like sound. Yeah, soundtracks, sound.
You know what? For the next podcast, I want to talk about our favorite soundtracks or something.
No, I have a few. I have a couple, especially in video games.
Oh,
like
dude, tell me about it.
All, music scores stuff.
Dude,
crazy.
Gustavo Santanola for The Last of Us. Don't even get me started.
Man, like
that guy. I'm actually good friends with Gustavo. He's actually but
where'd you get him on the pod?
Bring him on the pod. He's the next guy.
So
Oppenheimer.
Original song went to What Was I Made For? Billie Eilish.
Oh, she performed it, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she performed it.
She's the one who performed it.
It was in the Barbie movie.
Yeah. Sorry for all the Barbie
I honestly
fans.
can't remember because when I saw the Barbie movie, I heard that she did that song, but I'm like, when did she play or when was that song played?
It played throughout the song.
I can't remember, but I mean, kudos on her. Obviously, Best Picture, Oppenheimer.
Congrats, guys!
Congratulations.
A lot of nominations. I just saw how many nominations. There's a lot of nominations.
Oh yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them.
Jeez.
But yeah. Production design. Poor Things.
Okay.
Animated short film.
War's Over.
Inspired by the music of John and Yoko.
John Lennon and Yoko. That's right. I heard about that.
Nice. Live action short film. Wonderful Story. Henry Sugar. Wes Anderson. Oh, nice.
Wow.
I like that guy. I like his animated stuff. Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
What
did he do?
He did The Fantastic Mr. Fox. That one.
Did he?
That one's funny movie. That's great. I love that movie. He did another one called the Island of Dogs or Isle of Dogs. That was a funny movie too. All those animated movies, they're really like funny. They're comedic and like they're great. I love those movies. I love those movies.
Congratulations, Wes. Yeah.
Sound, The Zone of Interest.
Okay. Yeah. Oppenheimer. Okay. There it is.
Okay, so this is one I was excited for. Visual effects. Godzilla minus one won that, and yeah. I mean, the other nominees.
Dude, we did not see all these Guardians of the Galaxy, Mission Impossible, and Napoleon were all on this.
Yeah, the creator. I don't know if you know that one. The creator.
That's the one I skipped because I don't.
That one's about like I guess AI like I guess AI robots or something that look like humans and like
really
and like they live amongst the people, and it's one of those like stories where like I guess like. Who's really like a human and AI and all that, dude?
No, I haven't heard. I got the creator.
It stars. I think it's what's his face? Crap. Denzel Washington's son. I can't remember his name.
Really?
You know
that
actor?
No, I know.
I forgot his name. Well, let me
look him up real quick.
Let me look him up quick.
New tab.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show you that. Let's see. Does it take a says?
Denzel's with the Z. Yeah.
So.
John David Washington. What? I have a cousin named John David. The jokes I can make.
Yeah, John. Yeah, this guy.
He was in it. Okay.
So he was in it. So, yeah. Well, John David Washington. Yeah, he was in The Creator.
He was in
he did Tenet. I saw Tenet. That one. A lot of people didn't like it, but I mean, I liked it. It was cool.
He looks like he's in a lot of like action stuff.
Some of it, yeah. So, yeah.
Malcolm. Oh, he was in Malcolm X and Inception.
He was in Inception, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Rogue One, a Star Wars.
Yeah.
I actually don't watch Star Wars, but
I love Star Wars. Well, I'm a fan. I'll say I'm a fan. Okay. Anyways, so visual effects, Godzilla -1. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah, me and my brother went to see this movie, and it was by far my favorite movie and that's one thing. Like, I get why it wasn't like nominated for Best Picture. I mean, it is what it is. But to me, it was my favorite movie of 2023.
Okay.
That was my favorite movie.
Yeah.
It was back to its roots of like monster movies and everything. We watched it subbed, so it was in all Japanese.
Really?
And but it was great. Like, the acting was great, for what it is and everything.
Yeah.
The visual effects. So when you see this movie, if you ever see this movie, get a chance to see this movie, you'll see why it won visual effects, because they make Godzilla look great. And so another thing that like was great, a great way that I feel like it's a good way of like Hollywood to see, like, hey, get your act together with VFX.
Yeah.
Especially if you've seen like any, like, I guess Marvel movies, like the more recent ones, they're kind of lacking in like the VFX.
They are.
They're kinda,
that's a good topic we could talk about.
It's not good, but this kind of shows like Hollywood, like, because Godzilla -1 did not have a big budget. It had like a small budget, really small budget. Let me look up the budget of the movie, because you see. You see all, like, you see the like Marvel movies and like a lot of other
big old budgets,
big old like billions of dollars going into it, but Godzilla -1, let's see, -1 budget. 15 million. It only had $15 million budget. Yeah.
Dude, go look up real quick. Avengers Endgame budget. I want to see the difference between budgets, because.
Well, let's do it in a recent one. Let's do a recent one. Let's
do Doctor Strange.
The Marvels.
Oh, okay, yeah, do the Marvels.
The Marvels budget.
When does that one come out? Is that soon?
No, that one came out already.
Did it?
$270 million budget.
The difference is crazy.
And so or let's look at the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Volume 3. Yeah.
Volume 3.
There it is, yeah.
250 million
wow.
USD. And Godzilla -1
had 15
million. And again, when you look at the visuals,
for it to beat Guardians of the Galaxy with a 15 mil budget.
And I feel like even the other nominees had big budgets too, but to see like how they made Godzilla, like, and like there's some water scenes that he's in the water, and it looks so good. Like, it looks like he's there. He's like,
is Godzilla -1 the one that came out before Godzilla versus Kong?
So Godzilla -1, it's made from, I think it's Toho Animation, not Toho Animation, Toho Studios, which is a Japanese studio. It's its own thing. It has nothing to do with the Godzilla versus Kong.
So it's not
a separate thing. It's a separate thing. It's a standalone kind of movie.
Got you.
And so, but yeah, this one was like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to think that it won. It won visual effects.
I'm just looking at all like the names under it. It's probably super good, because look at the freaking names. I can't even read those names.
And it's funny. I saw when they went to go accept it, they all had like a little. They had like Godzilla figures with them, and they were like celebrating and all. And it was crazy. It was awesome. It was all like, they well deserved this one.
Yeah,
like, it's great.
So to everybody watching, go watch. Godzilla
go watch Godzilla -1. Yeah, I mean,
might as well go watch it after this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe subtitles. I mean, if you're not too worried about subtitles, yeah. Or I mean, I'm sure they're gonna dub it soon.
Yeah, soon.
But yeah, but it's great. It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
What did John David say there? They animated One Piece. Oh, they're the ones who animated One Piece.
Oh, okay.
That's what John David's saying, that they animated. Not John David Washington, not the guy who played.
Yeah.
And the other one, John David, my cousin. He says animated, and if y'all aren't too familiar with One Piece is a very famous anime. Yes. But yeah, for them to that's crazy. So what do we got at the writing adapted screenplay? American Fiction.
Original screenplay.
Writing.
Anatomy of Fall.
So that's all of them.
That's it.
Congratulations to Oppenheimer.
Congrats to all of them.
Swept the Oscars this year. Great job. And
Check 1 2 1 2. Check. Check 1 2. I think okay. Now you should hear us. I think. Let's
see if I got the live right now.
Should be good. Oh, let me grab this. Okay, while we wait to see a response, anything good?
All right, cool.
All right, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But this last little bit of the podcast is just like our little end talk. Everybody just kind of having a good time, just kind of talking about, just kind of recap what we kind of talked about while Jose is loading everything back up. We talked about a good amount of things. We talked about just taking your time with certain decisions in the church, with your life, like a baptism's a big thing. We talked about that. A big thing. Just take your time. That's a decision between you and God, and you don't have to worry about anybody else telling you when, what to do about a baptism. But yeah, we talked about a good amount of stuff.
Yeah, good amount of stuff. Yeah, and again, we appreciate y'all for sticking around for this much.
Yeah, for real.
I guess. And again, to help support us, just as of now, just subscribe. Just subscribe. Like the video. Share it to other people. Yeah, this coming week, since I'll have a little bit more time, I'll be seeing if I can edit a little bit more of the videos that we have. Maybe do some shorts, some clips, whatever.
Yeah, if y'all have clips of our podcast that you actually like and find a little interesting, clip them, send them to us, and we'll post them on the Instagram. We'll post them on the
we'll post
as
them
a short or something. Yeah. Y'all help us out. If y'all want to help us out, y'all help us out too.
Or I mean, if you're willing to, like kind of on the side, help us out.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But we're hoping to make this something, I guess, in a sense. Again, I don't want this to be for nothing, but I mean. In the end, it is like, I mean, it is us, it's up to us, however we feel. But I mean, for the most part, I feel like, we can keep going for a good minute, we can keep going for a little bit, longer.
Of course. Especially if you guys like it.
I mean, and especially like if there's an audience and they want to keep, watching or seeing, listening, whatever, whatsoever. And like I said, we appreciate all y'all that,
for real. Big appreciation.
Yeah, been watching and everything. Thank you.
And as always,
ya tú sabes. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Next time, baby.